In a previous video I finally found out what is wrong with this little shaper. I don't know if you watched some other videos where you could see that there was a serious chatter problem when I took heavy cuts. Of course, small machine cannot take heavy cuts, but for this machine it are heavy cuts. And I was looking around this machine and searching for gaps, so I don't know what could go wrong. Couldn't find anything. And then for the previous project I made, I found out that here between the tool slide and all this clapper system you can insert 1/10 of millimeter. At some places even 0.15. So it could be that with heavy cuts this whole clapper box system is pushed against the tool slide. Now, before we're gonna take all this apart, first I'm gonna take this vise off and clean it up a bit before I cut myself on these sharp bits. Now this clapper box, I never really took it apart, so I'm not sure how it works, but no problem. Online I found a video from a guy who explains very well, so let's have a look. Okay, let's take this thing apart and see what's happening. To hold this complete clapper box system down, inside here there's a bolt. Seems logic. And then on the other side you can see the head of the bolt here, but there's no axis, it's only the bolt we see, that's all. So the adjustment has to be done from this side. The problem is this pin that keeps the clapper in place, it's a tapered pin. I cannot get it out. I tried a few times to hammer it out slightly, easy, but it doesn't move. It moves a little bit, so now this clapper does not have any play. That's perfect. So I don't want to mess around with it and maybe break something and maybe have to make a new pin for it, so I don't do that. In the bolt inside here there's this opening, and the other side, when I turn the whole part around, I hope you can see it in the light. See, and for me the only way I can come up with to fix it is the hammer and crowbar mechanic system. Now I don't like to do that, but I think it's the only way. Now it feels a lot better. The 1/10 of a millimeter does not enter anymore. Now it enters. It's really stuck, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more, and after I'm gonna put it to the test. After fiddling around trying to fix this bolt in here and with little taps, I'm not convinced it's gonna work, because now this 1/10 millimeter enters, not completely, but you can still put it in at some places, so I don't believe this is gonna work. So let's take it apart again and back to the workbench. I took it all apart again. I even managed to have this pin out without too much damage. You see that it's a bit bent, but we'll fix it later. Now imagine that I want to redo this surface. That would be a big problem, because to do that I need a shaper, and my shaper is here, so that's not an option. What I thought maybe could be an option, this bolt is holding the box down, the clapper box. If I tight too much, it's lifting the other side. That's not complicated to understand. Now this bolt, if I tight too much, I cannot pivot anymore. So I think the ideal should be to have a bolt like this, but smaller one, tighten down here. So I put my angle on the clapper, put my bolt in, tight, and then tight a second bolt down here somewhere. That seems to me a challenging project, because I don't have a rotary table or milling machine or whatever, so making a smile like this one, the smile is the other way, okay, smile, this is for me impossible to do. Maybe by hand, but I will be retired before I finish this, so not a good idea. Maybe drill and tap a hole in the middle, so I can put one hole on this side that matches, and another one on this side, and maybe one in the middle, and then use this 60-degree angled bolts. I drilled a beautiful little 5mm hole in here, right through. Look at this. Now I'm gonna use this surface as a reference to start my tap. Why don't you cooperate? That's how you break taps, see? Okay. Oops. Not good. I think I'm gonna do that in a vise. Feels good. Not too much tension. Now I have to open up these 3 holes to 6 millimeters. And after that I'm gonna countersink 10. Let's slow it down. That could do. Normal people would use countersink to do this, but of course I don't have. I could use my lathe to make one, but there's another part in the lathe I cannot take it out for the moment. I need the shaper, so I have to figure something out to make it work, and that's why I do it this way. 3 holes are finished. This one is tapped, no problemo. Time to make some little bit of assembly. Let's see if it works. This one, voila. And then this number 19 that's marked here, must be on top. If you don't have the right tools, it's always a bit problemo. Of course, I don't. Oh man, that's primitive. Okay. Now, in theory, my little bolt here should fit in here. And indeed it does. Oh, escape. My beautiful drill and tap hole system is now of course a bit hidden with the tool I put in. I put back my spring system for the clapper. I put on this vise because I think it's the most rigid vise I have. I have a little piece of mild steel here, and I'm gonna put it straight up, and we're gonna plunge right in with this tool and see what happens. I put the machine at 60 strokes a minute, which is the minimum for this machine. Cannot go slower. Give it a bit more length. make some ships. That's a big difference. Of course, for a small machine this is a really big cut. And I continue. Fantastico. I'm gonna give it a try with the slotting tool. Here we go. Seems to work nice. I think from now on making a groove in a part will be a walk in the park. That is a difference of day and night. It's unbelievable. Sometimes problems come from somewhere we absolutely do not expect, and I think this was a complicated one to find, but I found it and I fixed it. So now this small machine became a little bit bigger, because making grooves like this now it's possible, before it was not. I hope you found it interesting, and thanks for watching.